Alright, hey guys, Haas here, and I wanted to give this format a try because I feel like I'm a better writer than I am speaker. So I was able to sit down and write this out and see how this goes. And if this kind of works out, then I will do this more often. They called them the Greatest Generation. They fought back the cruel blitzkrieg of the Nazis, brought the Japanese Empire to its knees, rebuilt our failing economy, and brought us into the modern, computerized era. All these feats were certainly great accomplishments, but I beg to differ on these supposed great Americans. First, let's look at what constitutes a great American. A great American is one of Republican values, one of a moral code, one who participates in the political process, and one who is loyal to God, country, and family. Republican values are those of a republic. In our case, as Americans, they are the values of a constitutional republic. A constitutional republic is a nation that is based on the rule of law. The Constitution, the law, is what governs our representatives. This law prevents our representatives from doing things that they should not. It creates limits to their authority. Our constitutional republic allows our federal government very little power, but they have subverted the Constitution to their own ends. And our greatest generation was there when this was happening. A moral code is often thought of as only religious, and while one could argue that this is the case for this argument, I will just say that a moral code is necessary. This code is just passed down from one generation to another by a family. The family is the core of creating great Americans. When a family is broken and split, it becomes vulnerable to the pitfalls of this world. There is no safety net provided by the community and the family. There is no discipline for the children. There is no repercussions for abandoning the moral code and becoming corrupt. And our greatest generation was there while this was happening. Eternal vigilance is the price of freedom in America. Constantly watching and redressing our representatives and recalling them from office should be the norm. This is the path to Americans' peaceful revolution. Every day, political activity and awareness is the duty of us as citizens of a constitutional republic. Without these, corruption goes unchecked and unanswered by the people and leads ultimately to tyranny. And our greatest generation was there while this was happening. Loyalty to whatever God you choose, to the republic, and to family are what bind us together as a nation. If Americans were just to follow what is laid out in the Constitution, we would not be under the same tyranny that we have today. But instead, the fact that we even sit down to debate with these immoral, disloyal, Republican value-hating people is absurd. It should not even enter our minds that we are going to debate on a compromise to our natural rights. And our greatest generation was there while this was happening. In reality, our greatest generation was no more than people who did a little bit more than other generations, but allowed, or even encouraged, tyranny to thrive in America. Truly, the greatest generation of Americans will be the ones that are willing to pick up their pens and, if necessary, their swords, and bring about a second American Revolution. My question to you is, are you going to be that generation? Or will you fade into history as just another generation that puts their heads down, suffers their chains, and then willingly places them upon their children?